Good morning, stat folks. In this video, I want to show you how to do the movie correlation um, activity, which I showed at Twitter Math Camp. And this is an activity from Adam Shrager, my friend in Princeton, New Jersey. And I give him all the credit for this activity. But there was a lot of interest in this activity, so I'm going to show you how it works. So it started off with a Google form, and I first created a Google form to assess people's movies likes. And that's what it looks like here, movie correlation magic. And we asked about 10 different types of movies, from comedies to thrillers to sports-themed movies, and all of them were ranked from 1 to 10, and you had to use every number from 1 to 10. So I created this form, and here's what it looks like as the live form. And you send out the link to people, and I send it out to the folks at Twitter Math Camp, and something like 45 of you responded to it. And when you all responded, here's what it looked like. So everyone with their Twitter handle responded here. It's time-stamped, and I can see all the different scores here. So I have this nice, rich little data set here. It's 47 people, and see Max was the last one to contribute. He was a little late to the party. But now what I want to do is be able to correlate everyone's responses to each other. So here's what you need to do. First of all, I'm going to take all this data. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to put it into Excel, because Excel is going to work really well for this here. And I'm going to paste it into Excel, so there it all is. Okay. First of all, I don't need this first column, first row rather. I don't need all of these titles and things. I'm just going to delete that out. Okay. And the names need to be in the first column. So I'm going to take everyone's name here, all their Twitter names, all 40, whatever, 7 of you. I'm going to cut it out, and we will paste it here into the first column. So this looks nice. And you don't have to worry if it doesn't look pretty yet. That'll be the last thing we do. So we have everyone's name. We have all their preferences here. Now I want to do the correlations. Now, this is the tricky part. Here's how this works. Under data, I now have something called the data analysis pack. It's an add-in. Your best bet is to Google for your version of Excel the data analysis add-in. I have my add-ins in this version of Excel. They're under my options screen here. My add-ins are sitting here, and I had to put this in here. Once I put it in, it's there all the time. But you do need to do that one-time install of the data analysis tool pack. And rather than show you that here in the video, I think your best bet is to just Google it, how you do that for your version of Excel. It took me a few minutes to figure it out, but once you do it, it's there. Okay, so you do need that data analysis pack. So under data analysis, I look here and I want correlation. So you got all this great stuff. If you're a stat person, look at all this great stuff you have for data analysis now. I want to do a correlation. I press OK. And it's going to ask me a bunch of things. So my data is grouped by rows, and I have labels in the first column. Okay. So notice all of my data is in rows. Everyone's individual data is in a row. And I do have labels, names in the first column. And the input range was not filled out before. I'm going to clear that out. I'm going to show you how to do that here. I can just drag this, and it will put the range. How far does it go? There it goes, down to max. It does put it in there. And boom, there it goes. And now, fancy schmancy, I press OK, and here's everyone's correlation. Notice all the ones mean that Jay Stevens, of course, he's correlated exactly with himself, so he gets a 1. So you have all these great correlations, and people who share the most similar tastes in movies will have correlations close to 1, positives. People who have inverse relationships will have negatives. Now, a couple things with this. It's not pretty, so here's just a couple housekeeping things I do. First of all, I take this first column, I expand it a little bit just so I can see all the names. And the problem here along these columns is I can't quite see the names really well. So with all of these columns, I'm going to take these guys down to max. It's nice that I know max is the last. And I'm going to take those, and I'm going to turn the way I show those. I'm going to show it vertically. So it shows all the names like that now. And I can shrink these, or I can make these a little bit easier to read. Oh, actually, I didn't want to do it. Whoops, let's go backwards. I didn't want to do it for all of them. I did it with the numbers, too. I don't want to do it with the numbers. I just want to do it for the names. So scratch the last 30 seconds. There we go. I just want to do it with the names. We're going to take the names, and we're going to make them vertical. So with these vertical names, it's going to be much easier to read now. Okay? And you'll never fit this on one sheet of paper. All you can do is do your best with it. I also like to take the numbers here. That's a lot of decimal places. I'm going to take the numbers here, maybe lower the decimal places. So I'm just doing a couple little housekeeping Excel kind of tricks so that down the road I can print this out going the wrong way. And it'll look a little nicer. But 3 decimal places, that sounds good, right? Because if I do 3 decimal places now, I can take these columns and shrink them a little bit. And now, hopefully, let's see how we're doing here. That might be too much. Oh, no, that's pretty good. They probably afford to shrink it just a touch, right? There you go. Now you have everyone's name with everyone's name. And everyone can now see how they're all correlated with everyone else. One other little thing I do like to do, I'll do this in the video here, is I like to take these numbers and I want all the positives, the real strong ones, to show up nice. So I like to come in here, I like to do a conditional formatting. And I will do a rule that for greater than, let's say anything that is greater than a 0.70. I'm going to make those green. Those are the people who should be watching movies together. So it makes those really pop. So I can really see the people of high correlations, right? And similarly, I could do the same thing with the negatives. If I want to really see the people that should stay away from each other and never go to the movies together under any circumstances, I can do conditional formatting and do a less than. So anyone who's less than a negative 0.70, I can make those the red ones. So now they really pop. If you do this correctly, you might be able to fit this all on like 4 sheets of paper, do a nice square, and have it all fit on your wall. So this is the movie correlations activity. I hope you enjoy it.